For the record, how old are you?
36.
How far did you go in school?
At some college.
Do you have any problem reading, writing, or understanding the English? Am I presently suffering from any physical or mental disease, disability, or defect that makes it difficult for you to understand today's proceedings?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you, threatened you, or coerced you to come in here today to enter a guilty plea to this charge?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything by way of sentencing or other consideration if you plead guilty?
No, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Are you presently under the influence of any alcohol or drugs, or do you have any illegal drugs in your system?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Are you presently on probation, parole, post-release control, or community control?
No, Your Honor.
I have in front of me a plea form which was referenced by the assistant prosecutor. It indicates that you are going to be offering a guilty plea to count 1 as amended involuntary manslaughter, which is a felony of the third degree. The third degree carries a maximum stated prison term of 36 months and a maximum fine of $10,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
On the second page appears to have your signature above the signature of the defendant. Is that in fact your signature?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to signing that document, did you have the opportunity to read it and go through it with your attorney?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
If you have any questions about anything on that document, were you given an opportunity to ask those questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you supplied with any answers that you may have needed in response to those questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the legal representation and advice that you have received from your attorneys in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything that you claim that your attorney should have done for you or could have done for you? The prosecuting attorney is going to read into the record the statement of facts that make up this charge. I want you to listen carefully to those facts, and when they're finished, I'll ask if you agree and understand that those facts are true.
Thank your honors to count 1 involuntary manslaughter. On or about August 13, 2011, in the late evening hours to the early morning hours of August 14, 2011, in the area of 5214 Warshire Drive, which is in the city of Fairfield, Butler County, Ohio, John Carter did cause the death of Katelyn Markham as a possible result of the offender committing a misdemeanor of any degree, in this case being assault. This constitutes the offense of involuntary manslaughter, a felony of the third degree in violation of the Ohio Revised Code, section 4903.04.
Mr. Carter, did you hear that statement of fact?
Your Honor, he did. And Mr. Carter, if we may, on his behalf, John Carter stipulates that he committed the offense of involuntary manslaughter consistent with Ohio Revised Code 2903.04B. That is a felony of the third degree, specifically that on the date specified in the indictment, he did cause the death of Katelyn Markham by the commission of a misdemeanor in the city of Fairfield, Butler County, Ohio. He's in a guilty plea with regard to that.
Mr. Carter, when we come back for sentencing based upon this being a felony of the third degree, the court will have 2 options. I can sentence you to a term of incarceration, ODRC, of up to 36 months, or I could place you on community control. If I sentence you to prison once you're released from prison, you then will be placed on a period of post-release control, a mandatory period of time based upon the nature of this offense. It is not more than 3 years, but no less than 1 year. In a 1 3-year period, you will be on post-release control. During that time, you'll be supervised by the adult parole authority. If you violate their rules, they can send you back to prison for up to 1/2 of any sentence.
Yes, Your Honor.
With regard to this prison time, sentencing hearing would be afforded an opportunity to have a pre-sentence investigation, which will participate in that interview following today's court proceedings, and ultimately this court will weigh the various factors that the law requires in determining what the appropriate sentence will be for the case.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I do not sentence you to prison and instead place you on community control, it will be for a period of up to 5 years, during which time you will be supervised by the Butler County Adult Probation Department. That could include local jail time, could include time in local called a community-based correctional facility. It could include other sanctions this court may order. If during the period of 5 years you beyond community control, you violate the terms of community control, you can still face going to prison for the original possible maximum sentence.
Yes, Your Honor.
You now need to go through your trial record. If you enter a guilty plea, you are waiving your constitutional rights, the first of which is the right to a trial by jury. You know that this matter is already set for a jury trial, 5 weeks of the jury trial. You understand that you have the right to have 12 jurors sit over here in the jury box and look at all the evidence that you presented from that witness stand over the course of those weeks. The state can have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt each and every element ultimately finds you guilty. You're waiving that right. You also have the right, should you choose to do so, to have a trial to the court. During the course of the trial, and I would be the one to have to find the state. You are waiving that right. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're giving up your right to the state must physically produce its witnesses here in this witness stand, have them testify under oath each and every piece of evidence that they are putting forth. Your attorneys then have the opportunity, while those witnesses remain under oath. You're waiving that right. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also have a right to present your own defense. And if you have a witness that you thought was essential to that defense, even if it's someone that said, I don't want to get involved, I can't be bothered, because if you thought that they were necessary to offer their testimony during the course of that trial, you're waiving that right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Lastly, perhaps most importantly, you have a right against self-incrimination. You have no obligation to say anything about the facts of this case. You took your case to trial, and you chose to exercise your right to remain silent and sat at the counsel table with your attorneys doing everything that they would do during the course of the trial, selecting the jury, making their arguments, questioning the witnesses. At the conclusion of that trial, should you decide that you did not wish to testify, I would instruct the jury they are not allowed to consider your silence for any purpose whatsoever when they go back and deliberate, because you, like anyone else accused of a criminal offense, have a right to remain silent. But if you enter a guilty plea here today, you're assumption of a complete admission of this amended charge. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about anything that I have covered?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about anything on the 2-page guilty plea and jury waiver forms?
No, Your Honor.
Are you giving up the rights that I've explained here today freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your plea to count 1, involuntary manslaughter? Constitutional rights, what those rights are, the effect of this plea, the nature of the charge, the maximum penalty involved, and if applicable, his eligibility for probation or community control sanctions. The court may proceed with judgment and sentence. The court further finds the defendant understood the attorney, the assistant prosecuting attorney, and the prosecuting attorney. The plea is based, was stated on record in open court. The defendant then entered his plea of guilty, both orally and in writing in open court, for the offense set forth in the plea. The court further finds the defendant is making this plea voluntarily on evidence presented and representations made and accepted. The court finds there is a factual basis to support the charge and the plea. The court finds to this day the defendant, in open court, is advised of all applicable voluntary waiver of those rights pursuant to Criminal Rule 11. The plea is accepted and ordered filed. The court finds the defendant guilty of the offense to which he has entered his